Hi everyone, Rick Davidson here, game career coach helping you get paid to make games for a living. This video is for those people wanting to get a job in the games industry. So if that's you, watch on. And it could be that you recently graduated from art school and you would like to work as an artist. You know, a 2D artist or a 3D artist, a concept artist in a game studio. Could be that you've got a programming degree and you're thinking to yourself, man, I would love to have a job working in a cool studio making a cool game. Or maybe you're just someone who knows a crap ton about game design and you know in your heart that you would be excellent at making games. And it could be you're at different stages of your journey. Perhaps you've already sent out some applications and maybe you've even got that wall of silence of, is this thing on? People aren't getting back to me, what's going on? Or maybe you're working in the industry now and you're looking to take a step up. You're currently working in QA and you're like, I would really love to be a designer. That could be you. Or maybe you haven't even started yet and you're thinking, what do I do? I'm going to graduate soon, or I want to start looking for a job soon. What do I even do? How do I find opportunities? So what I want to do in this video is to talk to you about some workshops that I'm conducting that could be useful to you and could be of value. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the mistakes that I see people making when they're looking to get a job. For me, I've worked in the games industry for the past 10 years. I've had a lot of leadership positions. I was the CEO of my own studio that I started and then subsequently sold. I was an executive producer. I've been a game director. I've been a lead producer. Producers do a lot of the hiring and firing and managing the team. I've been a lead designer. And in my roles, I've had to interview hundreds and hundreds of candidates. Programmers, artists, designers, QA, community managers, the whole gambit. I've had to interview a lot. I've seen thousands of resumes and thousands of applications and cover letters. And there's a thing that people do over and over and over that has them competing in the worst possible terms. They're going through the front door. They're doing what everyone else does. And the shame is when we're taught or when we read books, people say like, step one is to write a good resume and step two is to write a good cover letter and then, send off your application and, pray to the Lord above that it all works out. That's kind of what we're shown. And it's such a broken process. That is not how you get a job in the games industry. You have to go through the side door. You have to go through the side door and you don't want them to be comparing apples to apples. You want to be an orange. And so in my workshops, I talk a lot about that. I talk about how do you stand out? How do you become different? How do you get on their radar? If you don't have a lot of experience, how do you get that experience? If your resume doesn't look so great, how do you make it look better? And most importantly, the critical thing is, how do you prove beyond a shadow of doubt that you can offer day one value to the game studio, the games team you're looking to join? Day one value. Not so much about where you want to be in 5 years' time or what you did 5 years ago. It's about what can you do for me right now, today? And a lot of people don't understand that that's what an employer is looking at. Can this person do this thing right now? So in my workshops and my group coaching, I do exactly that. I show you how to stand out and I look at the approach you're taking and I give you specific feedback. I look at you and I look at your resume and I look at your LinkedIn profile and I look at the way you're approaching opportunities and I say, well, you might want to tweak this or change that, or this is not standing out as being interesting. And you get the real feedback from someone who's looked at hundreds and of thousands of people applying. I will show you, I will tell you exactly what you need to change and what you need to work on. So I know you're busy, so I'll give you a couple of specifics about the workshops and my group coaching and how they work. I run a bunch and they're constantly cycling, so in this video I'll put somewhere on the screen the next one that's coming up, the dates and the times and how much it costs. The format is we have a Google Hangout coaching call / workshop. And you can have your video on or not your video on, it's up to you. I have my video on so you can see me ranting and raving. We limit the number of people, so there'll be a maximum number of people to keep it tight and cozy so that I can look at every single person's approach, their LinkedIn profile. We'll review people's profiles, we'll review their resumes, we'll look at the approach they're taking. I'll look at how good you are. And this is something that not a lot of people are courageous enough to do for you. I will look at, for example, your art or your design or your background or your experience, and I will give you the blunt truth, the straight goods. If you're not good enough, I'll tell you, and I'll say this is what you need to work on. And sometimes you might just need to work on it for a week, and you make it better, and then you're good. Sometimes it might take months, where you're not quite at the standard yet, and you need to know that, so you're not just throwing your head against the brick wall and saying, why is no one getting back to me? So anyway, Hopefully the details are flashing on the screen. What we do is we have a Google Hangout call. I give you the latest and greatest, what I've seen works, the things that I promise you, people are using and it's succeeding in getting them a job. The tactics, the approach, the techniques, it's really working. We'll look at your LinkedIn profile, we'll look at your resume, we'll look at your portfolio, look at your experience, we'll talk about your networking strategy. We'll actively together, we will network with people, we'll reach out to people in studios you'd like to work for. I'll show you exactly what to say to them and we'll do that together. We'll write messages and you'll approach them with me giving you the feedback and the knowledge on how to do it. We'll approach people, we will talk about the interview process. I'll give you interview techniques and skills, and I'll give you 2 or 3 tactics and techniques which will have you stand out. Things that people just don't do that'll have you stand out from everyone else. Trust me on this. I've seen so many people not do these things, and each time I coach someone to do these things, the interviewers are like, wow, that's fantastic. So we'll talk all about that. Too much for me to go into in this video, but there's a lot of stuff that I'll show you in there. And also in the workshops, I will answer every single question that you have. Every question, no matter what, no matter how specific, no matter, it's like, I talked to Fred, and Fred said he's got a friend, and the friend has an art job, and it says it requires 3D Studio Max, but I've been working in Maya. What should I do? Those kind of questions. I'll give you input on that. And you'll see other people's questions in the group, and that'll help you understand what else is going on. It'll highlight some of the things that maybe you don't know. And if I'm guessing correctly, you've got a lot of skill and expertise and passion for making games, and you just want a chance, right? You just want a chance to prove yourself. You just want a chance to do something great. You're ready. And if you're ready, then I want to give you what I know, what I've learned over my many years. I don't want all my knowledge to go to waste. I want to give it to you and share it with you so that you can use that and have a much better chance to stand out, to get on people's radars, to get the job interview, and then when you're in the interview to really nail it and ultimately to get the job. So that's what I'd like to share with you. If you're interested in the program, click the link, follow the details. Hopefully I've put it in the right spot and you can find it nice and easily. Come and join me on the page, sign up. If the time and the details don't work for you, please leave a comment. Let me know when would work, so that we can look to see if there's enough interest in having a different time slot. I'm always throwing these things around. I know there's never a great time, never a perfect time that everyone can make it to, but I'd love to accommodate as many people as possible. So any questions at all, fire them my way. Any other thoughts on when you'd like to participate, fire them my way. If you're ready to roll, if the details work for you, jump over to my website, throw in your details, and come and join us. I really look forward to helping you and contributing to you and working with you on your journey to get paid to make games for a living.